flexed, internal, and external rotation. So I have what's called a monkey foot attachment on the bottom of my right foot here. And in the intro video, you saw me going through external and internal rotation with a load. So another way you can do this that is more common is with like ankle weights, because you can change them in a 1 pound increment. Just buying a set of ankle weights is pretty expensive, and then you have a hard time storing them places. So the reason I'm using the monkey foot as an example is it's pretty inexpensive, and then you can just attach light dumbbells, and most commercial gyms have really small increments in terms of dumbbell progressions, and you can still incrementally overload tissue by working on the rotation capacity of the joint. So what I'm trying to do for the example is drive external rotation and internal rotation. And so for me, you can see in the video that I'm really limited into internal rotation. A lot of that is my anatomy. My hips are much more comfortable with external rotation than they are internal rotation. So I have a lot more external rotation range of motion relative to internal rotation, and that's gonna vary from person to person. So what you're trying to do is drive as much motion, starting with a really light weight, sometimes body weight, and you're trying to rotate as far as you can without allowing your hips to tilt or without leaning side to side. So I'm trying to brace through the table here, and I'm trying to rotate only at my hip. And in this example, I have a 5 pound dumbbell, which is probably too heavy, because if I were to come down and grab my foot, you can see how much more external rotation I really have. And I have so much more range than I can control with that load. So the idea is I'm trying to pick a weight that I can control through the largest amount of range of motion without compromising my technique in any way. Say if you don't have a monkey foot or access to ankle weights, what you can do is take a TheraBand and set it up in a similar fashion. So if you take a TheraBand, like this smaller one, and you put it around one side of the dumbbell, you can kind of put your heel in it. You put the band across the top, and you put it on the opposite side of the dumbbell to where you're creating like a loop. So now the dumbbell is stuck to the bottom of your foot, and you're going through the exact same progression. So this is an even cheaper version of a way that we can increase load to be able to go after those rotators in our hip without buying any expensive equipment or ankle weights or etc. So again, range of motion is king, and then we'll even do that tempoed. So maybe what we'll do is we'll do like a 2-2-2. So if I'm going 1-2 seconds as far as I can, hold for 2 seconds, and then back down 2 seconds. That would be external. And sometimes we'll bias external only, or we'll bias internal only. So pay attention to your programming to see how long your holds are gonna be, if there's any tempo in the up or the down, and then your rep and set count as well.